5th in the career record books for efficiency back as a middle blocker for the then Colonials.
Amina Robinson serves it up. We are underway.
So starting in that 6-2 setting system, Kristen McDaniel was in the front row on receive there, but then rotates to start off the game on serve.
Here is Wiechek with her first swing. Sky Stokes there, the libero for NC State, and wasting no time to get going is Amanda Rice.
How about that shoot set from McDaniel back to Rice. Rice rips it down the line. Wiechek defending angle there. Wide open spaces for Rice to get the finish. First kill of the night for NC State.
Kristen McDaniel sets the middle, and that's going to work out.
And if you're Jada Allen there, even if the connection isn't quite there, you go up and you swing, even a miss hit is good. Sometimes players will tell you that the best hit is a miss hit because nobody knows where it's going to go on the floor, even the attacker.
Kristen McDaniel served up 3 aces last night against Charlotte. Serving Wiechek here. They'll try the other side. Give Liv Womble a swing. Nice job by Amina Robinson ducking out of the way, and that one's long.
Feeding Rice early and often here, though that attack sent out of bounds. We'll see what George Washington can do there as Sydney Stewart takes the floor for the first time for the squad.
Ava Brizard cuts it across, almost hit the attack line.
And as we've been talking about this wonderful streak for NC State, Ava Brizard is a big part of that. We talked about Rice a moment ago. Great cut shot, though, from Brizard. Look for Brizard to get fed almost as frequently as Rice throughout the day. Brizard with 10 kills, yesterday's 3-0 win.
It was a good pass from Robinson and ends up in a point for the Revs as it was tipped over by Womble.
Good tip by Womble. A little bit of confusion on the Revolutionaries side as to who would get the attack, but instead it is a tip that does eventually go down. Excellent work for them to stay close.
The other setter for the Revs is Delara Almajola. Good dig there from Almajola. And a stuff at the net. The block of Rice and Allen was ready.
That offense just a little bit too slow on the George Washington side. Therefore, the block is set up and ready to go right into the teeth of Jada Allen and Rice for the stuff.
Allen, like McDaniel, also 3 aces. Vondren tried to play it for NC State. It's tipped over by Lily Cropper, who got the start tonight for the Wolfpack.
Lily Cropper with a quality start here. She got some starts last season, 6 to be exact, and showed some promise on the offensive side of the ball for NC State. Today getting her first start of the season.
Boy, NC State has had the answers early here for Wiechek.
Wiechek, unfortunately, is being put in a position where she's being double blocked, but that pass off to the 10-foot line, Wiechek is really the only option. Rice and Cropper know that. They're going to go ahead and clamp down. Sure enough, another block credited to the Wolfpack.
Hippler sends it back over the net. Rice takes the first touch. Vondren a good swing. This one headed over towards us.
Andrew, you should have put a play on that one. We were talking pregame about how to get the job done on the volleyball court, but right now we're going to need a quick timeout from George Washington, down 8-2. They'll try to come up with a plan out of the break.
Can't sleep.
Just a lot on my mind.
I can't sleep either.
It only gets tougher with age.
Mom, what?
Well, knowing Progressive can protect your home, auto, and business should help you relax.
Good, because I could use a good night's sleep.
Me too. You know how early a chimney sweep gets up every day?
Wait, is this all a dream?
Why would Jamie be in my dream?
I am America's biggest spokesperson.
Debatable.
I said biggest.
Well, he's got you there.
180! 180!
Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, who do you even play for? T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract. Even I can get sacked?
Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
Thanks, Ben. Now can I do the thing?
Do the thing. Excellent.
Take charge of your upgrades with our Best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
Berlin has so much to offer. Staying in a room at Joanna's gave me a feeling of what it could actually look like to live there. It was my last night and we wanted something fun. Joanna is a really good singer, but I am very good with lyrics. The next day we could not really talk because we had such a good time.
Early timeout here for George Washington as NC State up early. Paul, what do you feel like they're doing effectively?
They're really shortening rallies. As soon as the ball is on their side, they're effective in taking care of the ball. 5 kills on only 8 attempts with 1 error, hitting to the tune of a 500 efficiency. They're making rallies very short when the offensive opportunity presents itself.
Tough low serve. Vondran has it sent back. And G-Dub will take the point.
Good coverage by NC State just to survive, but not quite enough to keep the rally going. Good work by George Washington to get out of that. They had to get out of it on a block. So for George Washington, really trying to generate their offense. They're hitting at a negative so far. Only 1 kill tallied of their 3 points.
Off the hands of Brittany Myers, who just came in. NC State re-extends lead back up to 6. So we get a couple of subs coming in.
And it's another line shot from Amanda Rice. Rice down the line last time. So clearly for the Revolutionaries, they are blocking angle against Amanda Rice, hoping that the harder shot will be more error prone for Rice, but Rice has been true on each of her line shots so far today.
Elizabeth Drelling handles that serve. Couldn't handle that one off the deflection. She's played in just 6 sets, coming back for Gita, played an integral part of their season last year with up over 100 kills.
So Drelling will go back in service reception. Look for her to be targeted by Naomi Cabello now on serve.
As you say, plays a good pass. Set across. Myers is the kills leader for the Revs. They go to her again in system. Madison Williams, her first swing is a big one. Dug out by the setter. That's Elma Jolo. Well, a good pickup by Sydney Stewart after the touch. Brizard calls off her teammates. Long rally here.
Couple of good swings from Dobendijk over on the right side. Number 19 getting in on the action. She took 1 swing earlier in the rally, put NC State on their heels, eventually gets the tool to go off of the left side block. Excellent work from G-Dub to go ahead and get the job done here and try to get their way back into this ball game. They're now trading points, but they're going to have to do some work to close this gap.
Hippler Libero serves to Brizard.
Williams in system, so in system again on the first ball side out is NC State. Always a good sign when your squad is terminating on the first opportunity for the ball to come to your side. This time on service reception, Williams gets the job done.
8 kills on Saturday against William & Mary, 10 against UTEP on Sunday, and 8 more yesterday against Charlotte. And keep in mind, that in a 3-setter. That's off the antenna. Point to the Revolutionaries.
Revolutionaries just trying to keep some offense going, but as we said in the open, it's been the defense of NC State really preventing a lot of balls from going down for George Washington. Still only 4 kills on the day of their 5 points, but we're really midway through this matchup.
Maeve Lochran, who got the start, serves it up. And the connection just not there with Cropper. G-Dub cuts it to 5.
I like the attempt to go middle. NC State has not done a lot of that, thereby making it a very deceptive middle quick, but the connection not there between Cabello and Lily Cropper.
Oh, it's there with Williams, though.
How about that for an offensive run? So Williams stays on the left side for one of the service reception rotations, and now attacking on the right here, just stands back and takes that shoot into the gap of the block. No problem for her on the finish.
The big serve of Sky Stokes. The net took a little bit off of it. They'll go to the middle, and Liv Womble able to capitalize.
Liv Womble with a 2-ball, a little bit of a non-traditional ball in the middle. Normally you're running a middle quick, but Womble, a right side attacker, is going to come in behind the middle block and run a tempo ball there. Really more of a 2-ball, allowing for the kill.
Good pass from Brizard. And the net is left shaking. Point NC State. It was Wiechek who they call being in the net.
And NC State in a little bit of trouble there. They get bailed out by the Revolutionaries' error. That's one that they would really like to have back. An unforced error that would have probably allowed for momentum on George Washington there. NC State really only scrambling in that particular rotation.
Tight. And a good thought, I think, maybe there from Wiechek, but not able to tuck it into the court.
And I like that combination. Kelsey Watkins coming in for the decoy to try to hold on to that block, but that set just a little bit too low for Wiechek. Otherwise, Wiechek had some room to put the ball down.
NC State's touched the tape a couple of times, and that's the first one that comes back.
McDaniel hoping for the hometown bounce. Oftentimes at home, it just feels like it falls your way. But in this case, McDaniel will have to reset and set up her squad on service reception off the serve of Kelsey Watkins.
And it's a good serve. And maybe a little miscommunication there for NC State as Sydney Daniels and Brizard both tried to play that ball.
Early on, it was a lot of NC State up 8-2, but since then, George Washington closing the gap, now down by only 5.
Brizard takes care of that one. Well, she gets obviously served to so often for NC State. And can you tell the viewers, look, it's one thing to be the OH1, right? But it's another thing when you have such that heavy load in serve reception.
It's a big part of your practice when you have to pass transition to hit. It is a big part of any outside hitter's game. Ava Brizard does it textbook by passing first before going out to hit. That's always the priority, is don't pass but then be moving. Instead, pass, then get to your spot and take your approach. Ava Brizard, now in her second year, does it quite nicely for the squad.
Brizard out of the back row, dug out by Robinson, and a good one. Pushed across in the middle. Rice on the other side. Oh, and that ball did touch. The whistle came just a half beat late. I didn't think that it was kept off the floor, but just wanted to be sure.
And I love that
play
dig
by Robinson.
Oh, absolutely. That dig from Amina Robinson getting down on the floor on a very, very hard ball, nearly a collapse pass style of dig, enough to stay alive. But then we check the presence of mind not to hit it deep, hit it into the open space, gets that ball to go down for the side out.
I knew you would appreciate Robinson's play. She is from Detroit. That's kind of your neck of the woods up there.
Yes, and she comes from Mercy High School, which is a powerhouse there. In fact, she won a title for Mercy High School back as a player. Amina Robinson, definitely someone to reckon with on the defensive end for George Washington.
An ace.
Things were looking good on service receive for a good stretch there, but now the service ace going in between Hippler and Robinson. NC State opens up that lead to 8. That's why we're getting this second timeout from the Revs.
The Wolfpack lead it by 8. We'll take the timeout with them.
Chaos is coming, Guardian. I dare you to defy
it. Sometimes I need to paraphrase.
It's easy to make your work clearer and more concise. They're still your ideas, just shorter.
We'll definitely stay under the time limit this time. Better. Now, the biggest part of this assignment is making the pitch compelling for the judges.
You can use Grammarly to make your sentences more engaging, confident, and persuasive.
This is perfect.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
Let's take over the afternoon every Sunday right here on ACC Network. This week we started noon Eastern volleyball. North Carolina hosting Coastal Carolina. Then over to women's soccer. It is 22nd ranked Pitt squaring off against NC State. 4 o'clock, back to volleyball, Boston College and Merrimack at 4 Eastern on the ACC Network and on the ESPN app. Andrew Sanders to my right, Paul McDonald welcoming you back. George Washington is out of timeouts. And after that attack by Elizabeth Drelling, they fall behind 9.
Nothing much offensively is working for George Washington. Service reception has improved by a tick here midway through this ball game, but generally they're not getting the offense that they need to put pressure on the quality NC State block.
That would have been the third hit. After it took the deflection, McDaniel came flying in to try and make the play.
So Daubendiek with the off speed really threw everybody off over there on the right side, trying to claw their way back into this ball game. So important for George Washington to try to gain some momentum here. Whether or not they win this set down by 8, that's a tough ask, but gaining a little bit of momentum going into set 2 is certainly doable.
Tough serve from Drelling. Vondren puts it away.
Vondren does not do too much here on the attack of the overpass. Some players will overdo it, putting their arm into the net because they want to absolutely destroy that ball. Instead, Vondren goes at about 75% speed into the open space. Easy point for Vondren.
And that would be the third hit.
Drelling not really having the best of it on service reception, kind of on the struggle there, but when the ball rebounded to her, she actually had a chance to send it over, but she was so shocked it came back to her, wasn't quite able to get it over on that third contact.
Cabello going to test her again. This one put high up into the air. Daubendiek lets it fly. Good block. Brittany Myers.
Myers closing with Watkins there. Excellent block by them to finally clamp down on that right side attack, which has been successful for most of this ball game. This time, the block against Madison Williams.
Free ball for the Revs. Almajolo goes to Dobin-Deek.
That's what we've been waiting for from the Revs. Finally, an in-system play to the back, shoot to Dobin-Deek. Love that set from Almajolo. Perfectly located for the finish from Dobin-Deek.
MC Dobin-Deek. Second team All A10 last year. In what was a very successful year for the Revs in conference.
11-7 on the season. Not too bad in Coach Reifert's first season as the head coach. And as you mentioned, a big part of that Dobin-Deek, second team All A10. She's starting to show it. She leads George Washington with 4 kills, hitting at a 571 clip so far today.
Eliza Villar comes in to serve for NC State. Yeah, the Revs, they finished 4th in the A10 last year as Myers terminates, and that's where they were picked in the preseason poll again in a 10-team league.
A10, such a unique league. You've got Dayton way up at the top. You've got Davidson making their way up, having won the conference tournament. And it's really a resurgent type of conference. So George Washington, if they're picked in the middle of the pack, their objective, get up into that second and third spot, and of course make their way through the conference tournament with the hopes of getting that bid.
A couple subs come in. Lockren into set and serve. She serves to Brizard. And how about the assist from Villar?
Like that work from Villar. Villar getting in late in this set, not only on the serve, but now a quality outlet ball. Putting her hands on the ball, locating it properly for Brizard.
Myers has been impressive in this first set.
The offense beginning to get going for George Washington here late in the set. Talked about momentum a few moments ago. I think George Washington is getting a little bit of confidence. Now Brittany Myers with a couple of kills during that rotation. She'll go back to serve.
It's been 1 year at Rhode Island. Came in last year and was second on the team. Nearly 300 kills. Was there a touch? No. And a point to the Revolutionaries.
I still like that choice from Brizard. She just missed long, but that's the right shot. There was open space down the line. Quality swing by her. Maybe just a tad too far underneath it. Hits that ball to 32 feet instead of on the line at 30.
Drelling on the spot, flanked by Kelsey Watkins. And he talked about that momentum for G-Dub.
And it's the block of George Washington over on the left side, handling Madison Williams a second time. So Madison Williams stuffed moments ago. This time the stuff by Drelling, getting a little bit of help from Watkins.
Chance to cut it to 5. Celebration started, but not so fast. Lockren thought she caught him with the dump there, and NC State able to not just detect it, but score off of it. It was Sky Stokes who came in with a right-handed pancakes.
Sky Stokes makes the save, yeah, and you said it right. George Washington celebrated a little too soon. Had they instead gotten back on defense, maybe they defend the line shot from Brizard, but instead Brizard gets the 24th point.
Set point, NC State. Revs out of system, doesn't matter. Drelling, well, she had some struggles in serve receive, but she's been enjoying her time in the front row.
She's really making it up with some quality blocks in the front row. And then there, her first kill of the ball game. Good swing by her on high hands.
Second set point opportunity for the Wolfpack. And that ball is down. Jumped out to an early lead and held it all the way, Paul.
That early lead was key because George Washington did fire up a little bit of a spark late in that ball game. Really excited to see what George Washington can do in set 2. However, too much offense for NC State against them, hitting at a 394 clip. Ava Brizard with 4 kills. 4 other players with 3 kills each, to the tune of 17 kills to account for the 25 points for NC State.
We talk about the defense, but 17 kills, hit 394. The offense was good. A strong start for the Revs as they'll take the first point. It's Drelling again in the front row.
Drelling's offense was starting to pick up late in that first set. She picks up where she left off. I like that smart move. Wasn't in a great position to hit. Instead, she goes for the push tip, tool, and the point.
Big swing from Brizard.
Brizard finds that gap. Jada Allen out with a nice decoy in the middle on a quick that holds the middle blocker just long enough to hesitate, leaving that gap and the finish.
And you can see on that replay, talking about holding that block of Sydney Stewart in the middle. And in the net goes Maeve Loughran.
Otherwise, a very good set. Loughran just lost her balance on that tight pass. She was really put at risk by the tight pass. Nothing much she could do. Almost stayed out of it. Did put up a good set.
Drelling missed her spot.
Good choice by Drelling to go high into the open angle. There was open space there, just a little bit too much juice on that one. Went just a little bit long.
Hippler able to handle this serve a little better. Womble will use the block to her advantage.
Good swing by Womble. Really like the choice by George Washington to go to the right side on their attacks. Womble and Dobbendeek both finding good quality success leading their team on the attack. Dobbendeek now coming in with 4 kills. Liv Womble now coming off the court with 3.
Womble back in her home state. She's from Wilmington, North Carolina, down by the beach. Alma Jolo sends the serve long.
That brings the serve of Jada Allen. Jada Allen has really improved her serve this year, a little bit more aggressive, serving for aces. She got 3 service aces yesterday and spiked a quality 6-point run that really opened things up in the first set against Charlotte just 24 hours ago.
You were saying?
Another good serve from Jada Allen. Hey, I like what I see from her. And again, I can't say enough about that improvement since we saw her freshman year. She wasn't always a server for this squad, but now earning that opportunity as one of the top 6 servers, thereby getting that chance out on the floor to serve it up.
Where have you seen the growth from her behind the service line from freshman year to now?
I think the growth is really modifying the aggression to allow for aggressive balls that are in. It's one thing to be aggressive and serve half of your balls out. It's another thing to be aggressive and have them go in, putting pressure on the opponent. Now that one went into the net. Of course, there's a risk reward that goes along with a good serve, but all in all, aggressive serving has put her opponent in poor attacking positions.
Salem Johannes in for the first time in this match. The junior outside, Dobbendeek. Rice terminates.
And Rice takes advantage of a late Sydney Stewart who had not quite pressed over the net, so she just barely got there, and the result, that attack into her left arm. That ball pinballs off of her and then goes down to the floor.
Lily Cropper and Madison Williams with the block.
And that set just too tight. I feel like it was a quality approach from Brittany Myers, but she was put in a telephone booth. Only Superman's getting out of that.
Good pass from Johannes, and Myers capitalizes.
So that's better. The adjustment on the set. El Majolo brings that set off the net, allowing Myers to deal a little bit better with the block, getting around the block of Cropper for the kill.
Wow. I'm going to be honest, Paul, and I might have just misseen it. I thought that ball was down. Thought it caught the side.
Well, very much
evidently not.
A boom play. Could have gone either way, but the line judge.
Yeah, everybody had the same call.
On the spot. I think the hometown fan does want that one in, though. Or out, though. Now that's a no-doubter. Again, the swing from Davendiek down the line. I continue to be impressed with Davendiek finding ways to get around the block of NC State. Again, NC State giving line. There's Davendiek to take advantage with that lefty swing.
Waving to the video board. 5 kills, efficient. Yeah, she's been impressive.
Hey, why not? She gives a wave as she substitutes off the floor. Feeling pretty good after that kill in the side out.
The former #1 ranked right side hitter in the state of Nebraska. She's from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. And we learned just a couple weeks ago, right, how important volleyball is in that state.
Well, she comes from a Mecca, and Marion High School is an excellent school in its own right. So for George Washington to get her to come all the way out tells you just what a great recruiting job George Washington had to do to get that talent here to Foggy Bottom.
Well, competitive in the A-10 and, of course, excellent academics as well. Just a misfire here. And NC State once again off to a strong start.
This time a strong start off of the attack errors of George Washington. I still think George Washington is getting better offensive opportunities, but now they're hitting a few out, just as you saw a moment ago from Myers.
Stokes, great dig. Myers covers. Loughran trying to get timed up with Womble here, and a chance maybe for NC State off the Daniels bump set. Point continues. A good one brewing here. Great dig from Daniels, but the Revs would not be denied.
Some long rallies are because of bad volleyball play, some poor digs, and some bad attacks. That was easily the best rally of the day. Both squads stepping in defensively to handle some offensive power. There, the dig from Sydney Daniels, though, not quite enough. Eventually, the finish from Womble.
Womble, first team All A-10 last year. Ava Brizard, an All ACC attacker, answers right back.
And Brizard a little bit more pumped up after that kill. She turned and really gave a fist pump to her huddle. Looking angle and then rips down the line. That's clearly something that she has emphasized, having everything look the same until the last second, opening up to a cut, or in this case, the Brizard line shot. Excellent work by her. Brizard's 7th kill of the day.
An ace as McDaniel put that one just over the top of the net. She has been so consistent with that low serve.
That's one of the toughest balls to receive, is a ball that's just coming straight at you. It's hard not to be handcuffed by a serve like this.
Loughran across to Drelling off the block.
Drelling hit right into Jada Allen, but up on the high hands instead of hitting into the down hands. Scratch that into Amanda Rice for the tool and the point. Either way, good work by Drelling on the high, hard hands swing.
That ball was destroyed.
If you want to figure out how to do a middle quick, you should watch this play. Coming in out of transition, lets it rip. I also like that set from McDaniel, perfectly at the peak of Jada Allen to rip it down. No block in sight.
When the timing is like that, it is so tough to defend, isn't it?
It's a wonderful, wonderful example of how a quick attack should be. Jada Allen almost on a zero approach, meaning she was up in the air before the ball is set. Not quite, though, but in this case, still so fast, George Washington cannot get a block on it.
An overpass. Vondren puts NC State the first team to 15. Well, the offense was clicking in the first set. That has continued.
Excellent offensive work by NC State. As we take it to the break, NC State hitting at a 444 clip here in this set.
180! 180!
Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, who do you even play for?
T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract.
Even I can get sacked?
Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
Thanks, man. Now can I do the thing?
Do the thing. Excellent.
Take charge of your upgrades with our best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
But I can never remember how to perfectly format my citations.
Just click Get Citation, and you'll have a full citation ready to copy, always formatted perfectly.
Perfect. I can even show I used Grammarly for paraphrasing.
Use AI tools without compromising your integrity.
Wow, that was fast. This thesis is solid.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
NC State has won 8 in a row and off to a nice start here. 1 set up and up 8 here in set number 2 over the George Washington Revolutionaries. It is a new nickname, just adopted a few weeks ago. You may remember them as the Colonials, of course. But it was a year of research, over 8,000 name suggestions. They did plenty of testing and control groups and speaking to alums, and out of all those name suggestions, even once they whittled it down to the top 4 or 5 or so, Revolutionaries continually came through. And so the Revolutionaries it is, or as a broadcaster, I appreciate being able to say G-Dub or Revs every once in a while.
That's right, that rolls off the tongue, and it was the famous alum amongst many that made that announcement. It was Chuck Todd, formerly of Meet the Press, who actually made that announcement in August of the new nickname.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, like a breaking news style video. Look, the new nickname has been chosen.
This just in.
And for those of you wondering, the mascot is still George.
Travesty if that were to change.
Amanda Rice, another one. She's got 6 kills.
Not the best rhythm on that one, so she had to swing from behind her head, but she swings into the wide open space in the gap between middle back and line instead of ripping line, as NC State's right sides have been doing frequently today.
No touch, but someone was in the net, and I believe it was Rice.
A little micro touch from Amanda Rice on that block. No debate there from the coaching staff. But we're going to get a substitution. We'll get an opportunity to see Martina Leoniak coming into the game for the first time today in place of Clara Vondren.
And the bench is excited for Leoniak to come in. She did play just a little bit last weekend in Ohio. Made an appearance in 3 sets. There she is with the pass.
Well, how about that for an entry? Perfect pass to a perfect attack. Excellent work by Leoniak. And now she gets an opportunity to play in the front row. She's discussing where to go in position with her coach, just to make sure she's come in the right spot. All smiles for Leoniak there. First touch is successful for her for the 18th point for NC State.
And the back row block as Leoniak was, she hasn't had a kill yet this year, right? And so that's the one you want for your first one.
Right.
She was impeded, and we will have a timeout. NC State leads it by 10 midway in the second set.
Upgrade ready. One.
Patrick's saying T-Mobile lets you upgrade as often as every year.
Take charge with the freedom to upgrade every year with Go 5G Next at T-Mobile.
Also, he's hungry.
Sometimes I need to paraphrase.
It's easy to make your work clearer and more concise. They're still your ideas, just shorter.
We'll definitely stay under the time limit this time. Better. Now, the biggest part of this assignment is making the pitch compelling for the judges.
You can use Grammarly to make your sentences more engaging, confident, and persuasive.
This is perfect.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
When you're able to connect your finances and your gifts of giving and time and talent, it really helps fulfill my desire to be part of a greater good.
Saturday afternoon at a special time of 2 Eastern, the Huddle crew will kick off the afternoon. It's a 90-minute pregame show leading into Northwestern and 21st ranked Duke. That's at 3:30. They'll be back at 6:30 to wrap up the afternoon. You've got highlights, you've got analysis, and getting you set for FAU Clemson at 8. After the game, stay right here on ACC Network for a complete wrap-up and interviews with players and coaches. Cropper in the net for NC State, out of the timeout.
A little bit over-ambitious on that overpass. She wanted to go get it. Does the right thing, except just a little bit too strong. Gets in the net. Count the side out for George Washington.
They will set Leoniak. Rolls it over. Myers the other way to earn the point. It was Johannes with a really nice dig to prevent the kill.
So continued fight from the Revolutionaries. They've shown spurts of offense here, the push for the tip. I like that smart move by Myers. She recognizes that she's trapped by the big, long block of Leoniak, so instead of swinging hard, pushes the tip for the point.
Try the other side, and Williams gets it to go.
Excellent approach from Williams, and we've got the best view of that from here at our table. She waits, then explodes on this shoot set, really catching the block off guard. But the later an approach can be taken, the harder it is for the block to focus in on and get in position to slow it down. Williams too fast and strong on that one.
Yeah, that was a great angle. For you to go ahead and see the approach on the runway cleared for takeoff.
If you love volleyball, then that is artistry right there. Excellent swing from Williams. And you said it right. She really did take off on that one. Great exploding approach to that final kill just 2 points ago. I'd be smiling too with a swing like that.
No perspiration on the court for NC State. Loughran has to be patient here.
Leoniak, along with Stokes and Brizard in the service reception pattern. So Leoniak, newly into the game, thrust into that service reception pattern.
Good pass from Brizard. She'll get it back and put it down.
Another big swing from the pin hitter for NC State. So it's the left side's getting the job done. Saw Williams a moment ago exploding on that ball. Now how about Ava Brizard, her 8th kill, hitting a clean 500 on the day.
Loughran will try Myers, and she continues to have the hot hand for the Revs, trying to get them back in this second set.
Myers just continues to chip away. She seems to have found the hot hand. As you said, Myers now with 5 kills on the day, chipping in along with the right side hitters, Liv Womble and Dobbendeek, with 5 and 6 kills, respectively.
Myers doing it all on that side of the net. Dig keeps the point alive. Williams, boy, really had only one option there and made the most of it. Good touch at the net by the Wolfpack. Johannes anticipating that one. And the put away from Womble.
Womble getting the job done. But now this is twice that the combo of Jada Allen on the gap set along with Brizard for the shoot on the left side. The timing not right between they and Cabello, trying to get the rhythm there to run that speedy play on the outside.
Seemed like the timing wasn't quite right. And the attack error cuts the Wolfpack lead to 6.
Again, momentum late for George Washington. George Washington fell behind midway through the first set before picking things up. Here doing it similar, down early, now picking up momentum late in the second.
Well, how about that? NC State able to generate a little something from a scramble.
And Brizard getting the entire team out of trouble. She had to look up and look into the block. She intentionally hits it as hard as she can into the block of Womble. Glancing it off of her, puts it out of reach of Hippler, the libero. Nice kill for Brizard.
McDaniel back in to serve. Rice also back in the front row. This is Womble off the antenna. Point NC State.
Great set from Loughran, but Womble was trying to go down the line. Unfortunately, that ball clipped the line, or clipped the antenna. She goes angle. She probably keeps that ball in.
Womble trying to go line again. This is Rice.
The rhythm just hasn't been there in the last couple of rotations. And it's not just on the setters. Cabello was struggling moments ago. Now struggling on offense is McDaniel, trying to get the offense back on track. It was strong much earlier on in this set.
This will lead to set point on the serve error. A little surprising. I know Leoniak still getting the rhythm back, right? But you look out on the court, you got Leoniak joining Allen and Rice and Brizard, who have been the big three. And you see, as she continues to get her health back, the potential of this team. Miscommunication, and NC State will take a 2-set lead. 25-16 here. Washington, as the freshman outside from Maricopa, Arizona, is going to come in and maybe shake up this lineup a little bit. Also, Amina Robinson has moved into the libero jersey.
I don't mind these changes for George Washington, trying to shake things up, trying to change the rhythm. A couple of swaps like that can do so, but a change of the libero, it really sends a message to the defense that, hey, we need to make changes, no different than a substitution on offense would. Service reception struggling a little bit for George Washington, thereby the change in jersey flipping to Amina Robinson at libero.
A second time will work. The initial block was there. Markella Lenara is also in for the first time today for George Washington.
And again, down the line is Brizard. Brizard does a great job demonstrating that you've got to transition and be available as an outside hitter. She made the dig. She had to get off and swing. She does so successfully.
Just the third set of the season played for Lenara, who was a big part of last year's squad that again finished 4th in the A10. Amanda Rice, a new milestone, 500th career kill on that swing.
And congrats to her on the swing. Many more to come if NC State is to have a great season coming forward into ACC play after this matchup.
She hits 500 early in her junior season. Oh, great play. Robinson. And Brown couldn't get it over on the third hit. My goodness, Amina Robinson, that's the dig of the match so far.
Without a doubt, fantastic save by Robinson to get the job done. Not only does she make the save, but she makes it playable. The attack error just barely not over the net. Otherwise, Robinson, fantastic save, and yes, you said it, the dig of the match, without a doubt.
Brown, that's the spot there. Haley Brown, her first kill.
And that's a component of that shakeup from Coach Reifert over there on the outside. There, a high outlet ball, getting the job done down the line. I like that focus. She didn't swing at 100%. She swung at about 90, get that ball angled down the line, smartly placed. George Washington only down by 1 on the serve.
Lenara known as an excellent server, but again, she hasn't played yet in this match, and her first time behind the service line, not what she was hoping for.
Trying for that location in the middle to left back on the back line, but sailed that ball just long. One component we haven't seen yet, Ava Broussard on the serve, but we've not seen her on the back attack. Yesterday, her back attack was looking good. 3 attempts on the back attack, 2 went down, if I recall, 4 kills. But NC State has not resorted to the back attack swing so far today. We'll have to see if Broussard pulls that one out of her pocket here in set 3.
When you're running your offense and you're in system, or maybe not in system, what's the recipe to setting into the back row?
I think for Broussard, it's if they're going to run the Bic. It only really works well if they're going to run the faster tempo back row attack. That's what can catch a defense off guard, and that's just what Broussard was doing yesterday. But instead, they've run the offense really from the front row predominantly today.
Womble with the push, maybe a little bit of a throw.
And the fan faithful would say that that was a throw, but in today's day of volleyball, they're going to allow that to go. Now, good location, good choice by her, but yes, that ball was quite close to being called a carry, and thus the debate from Coach Lucas Slave. The debate is that the ball started behind the shoulder and was still in the hand after going beyond the shoulder, thereby technically being called a carry. And that's not the technical call, but that's where the visual comes in. If that ball is behind your head, in your hand, and it's still in your hand past your head, well, that's pretty much telltale, and I think that's what Coach Slave was getting at. And he's still a little hot about that. You can tell he's a little fired up on this serve.
Good call by Robinson. She lets that one go. NC State have been able to jump out to early leads in both the first and the second sets. This one much closer.
And another new entry, it's Johannes coming in on serve from Woodbridge, Virginia, seeing action here on serve.
Back row block by McDaniel on that overpass.
Service reception was solid for NC State in sets 1 and 2. With a rare occasional tight ball, here that ball too tight, McDaniel has to go up and try to make the save, but of course she knows that if that ball gets the plane, she's probably going to get called, but better to go up and try, because if she doesn't, that's going to be a killed overpass. So better for her to take the penalty, because some of the time she's actually going to make that save.
Sure.
And keep the rally going.
You're just trying to cut that ball off before it gets to the plane, if you can. Right there, not a whole lot that could have been done. Well, they were ready and waiting for Vondran. It was Sydney Stewart. She's the team leader in blocks, and she gets involved here early in set 3.
And that block by Stewart allows for the very first lead for George Washington of this match. Of course, they've picked up the momentum where they left off in set 2. They showed some sparks late in set 1. Can't say it enough about George Washington. Definitely did not fold up shop in either of sets 1 and 2 when there were really big leads from NC State. Now they're bearing the fruit with that energy starting to come forward, along with a couple of defensive changes on the floor, has really borne some success for George Washington here early in the set.
The blocks sparking the Revolutionaries. That time, Vondren using the block to her advantage to put NC State a step ahead.
And a much better set from Cabello. Cabello's setting late in set 2. I think she would have liked to have been a little bit more accurate on those, but this location, perfect to Vondren for the kill.
Good serve by Cabello. Chance for the Revs. Can't take advantage.
Myers just a little bit off balance. She had to reach behind her. She was not expecting that ball to go past her shoulder. She had to reach behind. That ball goes into the antenna, an immediate point.
And that'll be an ace from Cabello as her serving run continues. We talked about the experienced setters of NC State yesterday, and both of them have really served it well in this match. And Amanda Rice setting her up for a milestone.
Excellent work by Amanda Rice. A couple of kills we'll see here. Can't say enough about Amanda Rice accomplishing her 500th kill. Timeout from George Washington.
180! 180!
Hello, Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, who do you even play for?
T-Mobile. And I'm here to protect you from wireless companies that blitz you with phone deals that sack you with a 3-year device contract.
Even I can get sacked?
Not at T-Mobile. They have plans that make upgrades work for you. They even have a plan which makes you upgrade ready every year.
Thanks, Ben. Now can I do the thing?
Do the thing. Excellent.
Take charge of your upgrades with our best Go 5G plans at T-Mobile.
Let's have a huddle.
You don't know what huddle is, do you?
No.
I can never remember how to perfectly format my citations.
Just click Get Citation, and you'll have a full citation ready to copy, always formatted perfectly.
Perfect. I can even show I used Grammarly for paraphrasing.
Use AI tools without compromising your integrity.
Wow, that was fast. This thesis is solid.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
Timeout, George Washington. NC State moving ahead here in set number 3. Andrew Sanders back here with Paul McDonald's. And George Washington hasn't set the middle much tonight, but they do so there to Stewart. This ball's still up. Myers able to work out the angle. What a play. Play goes on. Cabello will try the other side. The block shifts there. Good cover by Dominique. It's a big Brizard dig. Off the fingertips. And that one will reach the seats. What a point on both sides.
Love the save from Brittany Myers. Had to get the impossible angle behind her back to get that ball to go. Eventually, the final swing. But there's that angle. I love that save from Myers. Great court awareness, knowing where she was at to keep that rally alive.
Just a little roll from Johannes. There's Myers, another effort play. Dominique rolls it across. Vondren, that one nearly hit the scoreboard. And Myers doing it defensively and earning the point above the net.
And then it was Robinson with the massive save over on the left side sideline. But Myers, as you said, getting in on the action defensively, supercharged. Another great dig there by the libero. Eventually the finish from Myers. Definitely see the spark and spunk from George Washington here in this third set.
Well, if they can keep up the level of defending that they've had so far in this third set, they're going to win a lot of matches this year. NC State in transition.
I like that adjustment from Williams there for the finish. Power alley wasn't working because the libero Robinson had been digging, so instead she goes hard into the angle, left back and left front to split and get in front of the libero Robinson to get that point to go. More excellent defense on display here. And we're going to get a challenge by Coach Reifert.
I thought there might have been a double earlier in the point.
And doubles are not challengeable.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
And I know you know that, but
yeah.
But it'll be curious to see what component is being challenged on this particular play.
Well, no official challenge here. I think just
a healthy discussion about the volleyball game, and also maybe a calculated timeout of sorts without using a timeout by Coach Reifert.
Officials tonight: Bonnie O'Connor, R1, Kevin Wendelboe, the R2.
Good swing from Dovendyk. That was going to be a kill regardless of the net touch by NC State. Like that swing from Dovendyk, who just continues to swing and crush from the right side. Still perfect on the day, hitting 500 with 7 kills. Fantastic swing by her. Big lefty over on the right. But in that 6-2 setting system, she now comes out. Brand new setter in Loughran coming out on the floor.
Stopped.
Lenara and Myers getting together for that block. Success on the right side had been key for NC State in set 1, but since clamping down on Madison Williams in that particular rotation with Madison Williams on the right, she's been blocked 3 times by George Washington blockers.
Myers giving up some size, listed at 5'9", but playing much bigger.
Oh, she's bouncy over there on the left. She absolutely plays a little taller. And you know who played tall on that last point? Lily Cropper with the middle quick. And that seems to be the get out of trouble button for NC State. When things are really going south, if they get a good pass, they've gone middle quick there to Cropper. But now we see that from Jada Allen from time to time as well.
Oh, the intimidating serve of Sky Stokes. Taken by Johannes, who has been very good in serve reception all year.
Brizard trying for that line as the Revolutionaries continue to give line, tempting Brizard on that attack. She had been successful on most of her line shots. That one, though, just sails wide after clipping the tape.
Well, how many times tonight have we seen that? Brizard, a pinpoint pass, and then it's like a reward, right? You got a setter.
That's right, pass transition hit. And I like that transition there. And I also like going back to the hitter that had the miss. A good setter, good setters will often go back to that player that had a bad swing and get them the next time. This time, Ava Brizard makes no mistake. 11th kill on the day.
Again, Brown started this set in. They set her a second time. That'll work. Yeah, all smiles there after that kill, her second of the match.
I don't blame her as the momentum continues to shift back and forth. George Washington, though, this time making their push much sooner in this set. The games were really out of hand in sets 1 and 2 before George Washington started to pick it up. I can't emphasize that enough. NC State opened up big leads in sets 1 and 2. But here now, keeping it very close, midway, is George Washington.
And you had made the point. You could see in certain stretches and certain spurts, maybe just a couple of points, maybe 6-7 points, that, you know, George Washington dangerous there, and Loughran was well on the NC State side underneath.
Got Loughran in a little bit of trouble there, trying to do all she could to make the save, much like the Kristen McDaniel save we talked about moments ago. There, she has to toe the net and be very careful there as a back row setter.
An ace from Brizard, too hot to handle for Brown. And we'll see. George Washington still with one timeout, but NC State starting to create some distance.
So they're going to go with a two-player passing pattern here with Myers and Robinson.
It is Myers who took it. Nothing could be done about that swing from Amanda Rice.
More Amanda Rice, her 8th kill of the ball game, as she just continues to sizzle over there, hitting at a .462 clip. And she's been taking advantage of line shots almost all ball game. As George Washington continues to give line their blocking angle. Amanda Rice prompts the timeout from George Washington. George Washington will try to come up with one last plan here out of the break.
Sometimes I need to paraphrase.
It's easy to make your work clearer and more concise. They're still your ideas, just shorter.
We'll definitely stay under the time limit this time. Better. Now, the biggest part of this assignment is making the pitch compelling for the judges.
You can use Grammarly to make your sentences more engaging, confident, and persuasive.
This is perfect.
94% of students say Grammarly helps improve their grades. Download Grammarly for free.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. And with the Home Depot, you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Whatever your business needs, Vistaprint can print it. Yeah, Vistaprint. Like Rachel needed fun packaging, so Vistaprint designed and printed new stickers, tape, and thank you cards.
Bye.
Corley and Ducky needed to get their brand out there, so they printed new t-shirts, bottles, and caps. And Tasha, well, she needed a total refresh, so Vistaprint made her a new logo, and all that. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. Print it all with 25% off for new customers at Vistaprint.com.
Back inside Reynolds Coliseum, NC State and George Washington, set 3. Alongside Paul McDonald, my name is Andrew Sanders. And George Washington playing much better in this third set, but the momentum starting to turn once again the way of the Wolfpack. They exhaust their final timeout.
Ava Brizard on a little mini service run. Good, strong running float from her, causing more problems for G-Dub.
Not a bad ball from Brown there, out of system. But going to be tough to score off of, and NC State up 7.
And again, it's the block causing problems now. George Washington cannot seem to get a free swing without hands in their face. Excellent work by NC State on the block.
Oh, great defense from Stokes. Again, Sky Stokes. Rice on the other side. Sent our way. Brown able to save it. And a misfire.
And George Washington just trying to stay in these rallies. It has been advantage NC State for these last several points, even in long rallies. Mostly NC State players finding success. Switching it up on service reception, so Drelling will come back in on serve receive. She was targeted in sets 1 and 2. We'll see if she does a little better here.
Myers cuts it off, but couldn't handle it. The NC State serve, you know, sometimes you count the aces, but it's also just the other ones that pressure, and I think it's safe to say they have pressured George Washington throughout this match.
It has been advantage NC State on the serve receive challenge without a doubt.
Myers in the back row.
And things were working for George Washington midway through this set, but now everything going NC State's way. Ava Brizard continues to serve on an 8-point run. Is NC State really opening up 7 points off of the serve of Ava Brizard.
It is just all Wolfpack here in the last 10 points.
Vondran again calmly handles that overpass. I really like her focus out on the floor. This is a freshman who really wasn't expecting to get a whole lot of playing time this season, but when Leoniak wasn't able to get things going, her name was called, and she has been the coaching staff has said that she has been just a positive, gracious player out on the floor, cherishing this experience now as a starter for NC State, and a fantastic teammate to boot, not just on the court, but also off of it.
9 straight points for NC State, looking for their 9th straight win. Brizard with a jaw-dropping dig. There's McDaniel hitting the deck, much to the delight of the home crowd here. And NC State takes a point that George Washington looked like they had won several times.
They just continue to defend. It was the jaw-dropping, great description, Ava Brizard dig just to keep things going on her arms flat on the floor, able to get things going now on a 10-point run on her serve.
There's Womble again with that same kind of fingertips push across.
That's right. It nearly can be called a carry, but she already established earlier on that a ball like that is not going to get called, so consistency from the officials.
Yeah, go for it.
They're going to let that one go. Might as well push that ball. She does for the point.
Alma Jolo behind the service line now, the setter for the Rebs.
And Lorna Kerr getting an opportunity out on the floor for NC State in service reception.
And there she is. Match point. Rice with a thunderous kill.
Wow, what a swing from Amanda Rice. Finishing it off. That'll be Jada Allen trying to serve this match out.
And she does it with an ace. NC State has won 9 in a row. And for head coach Lucas Slave, his 50th career win. They do it in a sweep over George Washington.
George Washington good in spurts. I can't say enough about their effort on the court. Some good defensive play by them, but NC State really spiking it up on the offensive side. Ava Brizard with 11 kills, carrying the offense with the most attempts. She swung 25 times in the 3-setter, but credit Amanda Rice accomplishing 500 now plus kills now in her junior year. Great accomplishment for Amanda Rice, especially that booming kill over on the right side for point 24.
Well, in your final non-conference match, I think this one probably went about as well as the Wolfpack could have hoped.